Hey guys, well, it's another day on the boat and I've got my big helpers here. I've got the dogs and me, but Nancy left us alone for a whole week. Unbelievable. So what are we gonna do, huh? What are we gonna do? Oh, he wants to snuggle. What do you think, George? Yeah, he wants to snuggle too. And then Pumpkin, come here. Come say hi. Come here. Come on. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come here. She's right here, but she's being a good girl. She's not climbing up. But, George, besides for snuggles, yes, what are we gonna do? What? Really? You wanna do that? Well, George says he wants to take our boat from 30 amps shore service to 50 amp. What? What? Yeah? Okay, so what we're going to do is we have this lovely new plug, outlet, inlet is what it is, that needs to replace one of the 30 amps that's on the outside of the boat. We have more number 6 wire that will plug into the back of this, and I have 3 more strands of this in a triplex, which is wrapped in the white sheathing that I've used throughout the boat. I just didn't get a quad, I got a triplex because it was cheaper, and I'm going to run this, which it's the same thing. We also, thank you to our sponsor, Amp Up, which is graciously helped us out with a 50-foot, 50 amp cord. If you go shopping for these cords, you're going to find that they are priced all over the place, and the quality is to good to not so good, depending on where you get them with the ends. Going through this project, I had seen Amp Up, reached out to them and asked some stupid questions like, well, and I'm gonna get a little technical here. If I go 110 versus 220, the difference is there's 210 legs. Can I split those out? One for the front panel, one for the back panel in the inverter. And how do I do this? And he goes, absolutely, you can do that. Vince was able to answer any questions I have. He's done marine as well as RV electrical. He's very knowledgeable. He makes these cords himself, and the quality of them are unbelievable. We'll show you what it looks like when we go topside here in a little bit. What else better while Nancy's at work? More boat work. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to, figure out where this stuff goes. We'll just tape it together, I guess. It'll work, it'll be fine. Again, this is what I'm going to do. Everybody can do different. I'm not the one to say this is how it needs to be done. It's just one way how I'm gonna do it. Hopefully we don't A, shock ourselves again, B, burn the boat down, or C, blow anything up on the boat like a inverter. That wouldn't be good, because we are taking the 220 into the inverter. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make it so we can actually use this electric stove to its full capacity, because it draws 40 amps, and right now we have 30 amps coming in, and you can't really make 30 amps go to 40 amps. Not really. Not without bad things happening. So we're gonna up the wire size so we'll take the 50 amps. Yeah, see what we can do. So that's our project for today. But yeah, big thanks to Amp Up. If you need a power cord for your RV or your boat, whether it be 15 amp, 30 amp, 50 amp, 100 amp, doesn't matter. He does them. He does it out of a great wire, oil resistant, everything else, the plugs. I mean, again, we'll look at it and I'll show that to you later. But if you need those, his link is in the description below, or head over to our website and there will be a link there to him. Tell him Andy with Sailing Vessel Free Spirit sent you, and he'll be happy to help you out. He has an Amazon store, but go directly to his website. I save a few bucks there. Big thanks to them. And hey, George, no sleeping on the job over here. Hey, come here. Come here. Oh, you okay? Come here, Kobe. Are you gonna help me today? Come here. Come here. You wanna help me? Come here. Come here, buddy. Yes. You gonna help me? Here, you carry the wire. You carry the wire today, okay? You gonna be the wire pup? Yeah, right here. Yeah, that's just a good boy. Hi, Pie. You gonna help too? You gonna help? Okay. Oh, you wanna carry the plug? I got some good help today, so let's go up top side and I'll show you what's going on there. How's that sound? Give me 5. Can you give me 5? Good boy. Okay guys, we're topside here in the cockpit, and this is the cord that I was talking about. Hey, so amp up, Marine and RV cords, amazing. 125, 250 volt, 50 amp by 50 foot. So this is his products. This is what he makes. So let's open this and we'll see, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So here's the ends. This is going to plug, and that'll lock in like this. You take this collar, because it's new, it's stiff. You screw it up on there. It'll be easier when this is in the boat. So again, you see, it's tight, it's good, it fits in. This is a Marine Co. 50 amp, 125, 250 inlet. It works. This side will go in the pedestal, and he's just got it all zip tied up real nice and great. If you look, the strain reliefs are great. Big grips. I've looked at the Marine Co's, and I think this is actually, I like it better than the Marine Co. It's molded, it's a great cord. Amped up, great company. You see the product. We're gonna actually put some fire in the wire here and see what we can do. So let's go on the other side and I'll show you what we're gonna do with this guy. Okay, so down here is where our 30 amp cord is plugged in, and we're gonna take this other inlet here, and which is a 30 amp, we're gonna pull that out and put our 50 amp in there, see if we have to make it any bigger. So let's get that going. I bet you there's nuts on the back side of this. Let's go take a look. There's the helpers. Hi guys. Hi guys. All right, so let's go in the engine room and take a look here. And yes, I can see nuts. I'll show you, I'll zoom in here. See those nuts on the back of that? Great. That means this project is a 2-person job and is now on hold till I get some help. So until then, what I can do, and I'll show you. From right up here, I can run down, and there's the 30 amp galvanic isolator. I can put the 50 amp in there and finish running the cables all along through here down into the hole here to go to the inverter, out of the inverter back up here to the panel. So I think it's time to regroup, and that's what I'm going to try to do to get done so I can flip out that plug and maybe make it happen. We'll try to make some good out of this. So let's go regroup now. All right, so that part of the project was an epic fail. We'll have to put that on hold till I get another set of hands. We'll get that plug changed out and put in. Like I said, until then, we're gonna put the new galvanic isolator in, which I have right here. It's about the same size as the other one, a little bit bigger. But this is a ProSafe, just like the other one. It's got an FS30, this is an FS60, so it will take up to 60 amps. So I can push it just a little bit. The inverter will handle 50 to 70 amps. I can set the Victron to, let's say, 50, 53 amps, just to push it a little bit. I'll probably set it just at 50, so I don't blow breakers, and be good to go. So this is gonna go in. Then I have, like I said, the triplex, which has, it's hard to see in here, 3. There's a black, green, and a white. And then we're going to throw the red in here as well and electrical tape these together throughout the way in the engine room. We're going to get this run, get it hooked up to the galvanic isolator, run down to the inverter. From the inverter up to the panel, we're going to get all of the ring terminals put on. So when we go to do this conversion, all we do is unscrew it and screw everything on. So we should be good to go. We have the 50 amp breaker to change out in the panel from a 30 to a 50. So and that's all we should need. The panel will handle 50s. We just screw this to the wall. We hook our ground, the green, up to here. One goes to the shore, one goes to the panel. Then this is good to go. When we take you down under the water, this galvanic isolator saves our zincs big time. The boat's been in the water close to a year and the zincs still look brand new, and we'll show you guys that in a later video when we go down and scrub the bottom. Let's try to get something going here today. All right guys, well, I measured out what we're gonna need. I cut off the ground that needs to go to the galvanic isolator. So now what we have to do is I've measured on the galvanic isolator with the number 6 wire, and the ring terminal will not fit over it. So what I have to do, make it work. Hold this and the next size up bit and slowly drill it. So now the hole's a little bit bigger, this is a little warm. It'll fit right down over the lug. Now we measure back, so I need about that much insulation gone. So I've got my strippers here. We're going to put this ground over this wire. It's a very tight fit because it is number 6. And I've got my Mongo crimpers here. There's 2. And there's a ground terminal. So we'll be able to mount the galvanic isolator, hook these terminals to it, run these out. This will go to the other end of the galvanic isolator and out. So we can hook up the shore inlet power to here, galvanic isolator. We'll run the rest of this to the inverter, cut it off, and then run from the inverter up to the panel, get those ends crimped on, the ones we need. Then I think we'll be ready for some help and finish off this project. So we'll get this part of it done, get it mounted, and away we go. All right guys, well, I've done a little work here. As you can see, I've got the companionway torn apart, and what I've done is, you can't really see down here, but I've got the wire coiled up in here so I can connect it later. What I have to do is run another wire down and up here to my electrical panel, is right there. And I went ahead and put ring terminals on the end and crimp those so they're ready to go. Well, let's go back here and take a look, and I'll show you what I did, because it was hard to do this. So as you can see over here, I've got the galvanic isolator mounted. The wires are right there hanging down. I ran them up and over here, down, and in that hole. So that's what I did, zip tied them all up. And so now we're going to run the other wire to the panel and just let it sit there. And then when I get help, we'll go ahead and hook up the outside plug, get all the wiring hooked up there. When that's hooked up, I will go ahead and shut the power off and convert everything to 50 amps. So that will be later. So let's go run this wire and then clean up our mess. So this looks like a nightmare, and it is a nightmare, but we will get it done. So I have to be careful not to short anything out in here. All right, so I'm gonna go back in the engine room, try to get a hold of this and pull it through. All right, so that is run. So now what I will do, I'll measure this up to here. Let's see, how far do I want it? I'm trying to think, because the connections are right here that I need to go to, but I have to leave enough for wiggle room, so I think I'm going to cut it about here. So this is the panel. So what I'm going to do, since there's these wires and this wire, I'm going to write panel on that. On this one, I'm going to write an I. This one I'm going to write an I in, so I know which one's which. Some days I get smart, but don't tell anybody. There's that, and that's my spare or leftover, and that's not too bad considering I guessed. This is a wrap on this project for now. I'm going to clean up a bit. And since it's coming up on 4 something o'clock, and Nancy should be getting off here shortly, so I'm going to clean up and get ready for her to come home and consider this a success today. So, yay rah. We'll see you guys tomorrow.